1173 in another place in Afghanistan called Ghor, and their leader Muhammad Ghori ascends to the throne of this Ghurid Empire, whose capital was Ghori. And then what he does and what follows, what he does first to the Ghaznavid Empire and then what he does within India. Namaste. Welcome to episode 2 of this series of videos that I have planned to explain to you the glorious story of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. In the previous episode, we saw how from this place of Ghor, a group of bandits arose and their leader, Muhammad Ghori, ascends on the throne of that small empire in Ghor, and he sets up this Ghurid Empire. This is the year 1173 AD. Now, what does Muhammad Ghori do? His invasion plans are much more grand, much more cruel than Mahmud of Ghazni. And because Mahmud of Ghazni and the Ghaznavid Empire is already set around the northwestern part of India and also within India, that gives Muhammad of Ghori a good launching pad to start attacking. But do you know what he first attacks? He first attacks the Ghaznavid Empire within Afghanistan. From 1173 he starts, and by 1186 AD, that is how many years? In 13 years, he completely dismantles the Ghaznavid Empire. Mahmud of Ghazni is of course long gone. He died in the year 1030, and Muhammad Ghori is now attacking the Ghaznavid Empire in 1173 AD, and by 1186 the Ghaznavid Empire across the northwestern belt everywhere is completely finished, and Muhammad Ghori now becomes the new king, the new emperor of all these various places that were conquered, and this new empire called as the Ghurid Empire begins to take form. After capturing Afghanistan, what do you think Muhammad Ghori sets his eyes on? India. Now comes the year 1191 AD. This is the end of the 12th century now. 1191 AD. Muhammad Ghori is already sitting as the ultimate emperor of the entire Ghurid, Ghaznavid, everything. The entire empire belongs to him now. He attacks in 1191 the northern center of the Indian subcontinent. Pakistan, etc. was already captured because it was already under the Ghaznavid Empire. Now he comes further in, and the place he attacks is Ajmer and Delhi. Ajmer Delhi area was ruled by this great king Prithviraj Chauhan. In 1191, when Muhammad Ghori attacked Ajmer and Delhi, Prithviraj Chauhan successfully defeated Ghori, captured him and pardoned him, forgave him, let him free, released him, asked him to go back to his empire. This was the biggest ever mistake that was about to change the fortunes of our country. It has been our problem. We are too forgiving as a nation. We see wrongs happen, but then something within us asks us, compels us, orders us to forgive, let go, it's okay. We do not think of the problems, the repercussions that our future generations will have to suffer when these very miscreants come back. And when they come back with further vengeance. They come back with a revenge mentality. They come back with more furor. And that will become too hot to handle, as you will see. 1191, Muhammad Ghori goes back. He comes to India, he's defeated, he goes back. 1192, 1 year later, Muhammad Ghori assembles an army of 120,000 mercenaries, assassins, and again attacks Delhi Ajmer Prithviraj Chauhan. And this time, Ghori captures Prithviraj Chauhan and executes him. Prithviraj Chauhan falls. And with that falls this kingdom of Ajmer and Delhi, captured by Muhammad Ghori in the year 1192 and annexed to the Ghurid Empire. Post this victory, Muhammad Ghori decides to establish Delhi as the new capital of his entire Indian conquered territories. The entire Indian province of the Ghurid Empire, the capital was set up in Delhi. Delhi ever since has been the epicenter of all politics till date. Muhammad of Ghori had many slaves, and you know what he did? He appointed one of his slaves, whose name is Qutubuddin Aibak, as the Viceroy of Delhi, governing the entire Indian subcontinent territories. Qutubuddin Aibak, in the name of Ghori, starts ruling this entire area within India. Ghori goes back to Afghanistan. Under the guidance of Qutubuddin Aibak, Muhammad Ghori's armies raid places all around northern India, and they reach as far as Bengal. Ghurid Empire starts pressing its roots deep within the Indian subcontinent. And what were they doing? By capturing these places, same modus operandi of Mahmud of Ghazni. Same to same. Destroy temples, kill Hindus, convert them, pick up young boys and girls, sell them in the slave market, everything same. Of course, there are many gory details about what these Islamic invaders used to do, but I am not keeping that as a part of this video series. We will definitely take it up in future. So now, Ghori's armies are creating havoc across India, setting fires everywhere. From 1192, the year when Prithviraj Chauhan fell, from there till 1206, these attacks, these raids continued. Qutubuddin Aibak was ruling within India under the leadership of Ghori, who was sitting in Afghanistan. In 1206, that is the beginning of the 13th century, Muhammad Ghori was killed by his own people. You see, there is this trend. Same thing happened with Muhammad bin Qasim, and same thing is happening with Muhammad Ghori, and same thing happens across this entire storyline. When invaders from the west attack us, they become strong, and then one of their own people kills and murders them, and then they rise to the throne, and their dynasty continues. This cycle continues. Pathetic. Anyways, moving on. Once Ghori dies, then what happens to this entire huge Ghurid Empire that was set up? It's completely divided amongst Muhammad Ghori's slaves. He had various slaves appointed as viceroys of various provinces which were a part of the Ghurid Empire. They all break up, and individually, each of these slaves starts ruling independently their own respective territories. Who was the viceroy in India at that time? Qutubuddin Aibak. He therefore becomes the first sultan to rule Delhi. And this sultanate of Qutubuddin Aibak started to be known as the Mamluk Dynasty Sultanate, ruled from Delhi. Why Mamluk? Mamluk is Arabic for slaves. So in Arabic, a slave is referred to as Mamluk. And since Qutubuddin Aibak was a slave, his dynasty started to be known as the Mamluk Dynasty. He became the first sultan ruling over India from Delhi. Now, one fun fact. Has any one of you visited Delhi? If you have, there is this very famous tourist spot called as the Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar was established by Qutubuddin Aibak. And do you know what the Qutub Minar means? Qutub Minar is a symbol for establishment of the Islamic way of life in that part of the country. When Qutub Minar was established in Delhi, it was a sign to the entire world that Islamic Empire now rules over this entire area. Qutubuddin Aibak established Qutub Minar by following a similar pattern which was performed by his ancestors when they defeated some place in Afghanistan and established a similar Qutub Minar there. But of course it was not called as Qutub Minar, it was called as the Minaret of Jam. Similar structure, similar intentions, similar signaling. And it is a tourist spot today for us, Qutub Minar. Now, time for some maps. I'll first show you the Ghurid Empire, the extent to which Muhammad Ghori had expanded his kingdom. And then I will show you the Mamluk Empire. Look at both the maps. Here you can see this entire place is the Ghurid Empire. I hope you are able to understand they have encompassed not only the Ghaznavid Empire, but they have raided further in. As you can see, Delhi, Ajmer, Banaras and this Bengal area, everything was captured by the Ghurid Empire. Then once Muhammad Ghori fell, then came the Mamluk Dynasty. I'll show you Mamluk Dynasty rule on the map. As you can see on the map, this is the Mamluk Dynasty. Clearly it has weakened as compared to what it was under Muhammad Ghori. Qutubuddin Aybak was of Turkish origin. They were all foreigners to us. They are from Turkey, these slaves. The master was from Afghanistan and they are ruling Indians. This Mamluk dynasty, which started in the year 1206, lasted till 1290. And in 1290, the Mamluk dynasty was defeated. Do you know by whom?